Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. My name is DLPOV, and let's just get into this new Berserk chapter 344, if I'm not mistaken. The chapter starts off with the way that it ended last chapter, and that is Guts having cut down that burning wood figure. And we get introduced to a new character, one of the witches that was looking from the outside, and that is her name is Morda, and she tells Guts like I'm not gonna let you outsiders pass without alive, basically. So then like her fellow witches and sorcerer, I will say, just run in there, tell her to stop, like they're not bad guys. We need to put out this fire as soon as possible. And this is why I also brought up like the fact that there's a sorcerer among them, and that is because when I saw the three witches, the three silhouettes last chapter, I honestly thought that this whole island was gonna be just pure witches and like female sorcerers. So seeing a guy in between them like started grabbing my attention a little bit more. Like, all right, this is like changing the way that I'm seeing things. And I'm happy that this entire chapter introduces us to the fact that there are sorcerers, just sorcerers, not just purely witches. Not just because I honestly thought it was going to be witches only because we were introduced to Shirka and her teacher, who were both female. And I thought that was going to be like the thing that was going to go, the idea, the concept that Miura was going to go with for the rest of the story. But no, we're going to get sorcerers, period. So they're talking about putting out the flames in the field of pumpkins, and they say that no, they should just wait because there's like this big sorcerer, a big magician who's gonna come any second and like help out with that. Then the supreme sorcerer, riding on the goat, comes by, and a rain and like a storm of rain just takes out all the fire at once, clearly indicating how much magical power this guy has. He introduces himself, tells us that his name is Getfring, if I'm not mistaken, if I typed it correctly. And we dive into the story a little bit more, about a little bit more into the whole over what's going on, since it's been so long for us readers. Shirka brings up the point that like, because Getfring is like talking a little bit about all kinds of things, and he mentions that he knew that they were gonna come, and Shirka points it out like, so you knew that we were gonna be here, and Getfring tells us that the Elfin King prophesied it, to which Shirka, she then says, so if that's true, then that boy means, or something like that. And we get a little flashback to the moon kid, that Casca held on to so much. And this entire chapter is a little bit of a tease about everything, teasing us for all kinds of things. That's our first tease. Let us bring it out there. The Elfin King prophesizing something, and two, the moon kid, the moon boy that Shirkas knows something about. So maybe there's this long-running prophecy that all sorcerers and witches must know about, and maybe that's something that she's talking about, but something that we are not yet introduced to. Then he brings up the fact that an old friend came to the sorcerer, to Getfring, in a dream and asked him for a favor, obviously referencing Shirka's teacher. Another tease as to like what is going on here. What kind of favor did she ask? In the meantime, they're passing by their, so to say, their island, and we see these trees with human faces, a little bit reminiscent of like the ants from Lord of the Rings, and in a way you could also say from the trees, the weirwoods from Game of Thrones, if you watch that show, the trees with the faces on them. And they say the obvious, like, wow, this is like a piece of art. And yes, Kentaro Miura's work looks like a piece of art. Like, the trees were so well designed. I'm so happy that there's this artwork. I just miss it so much. His artwork is beautiful. And I just love seeing these little bits in the chapters, in that where you see Casca, because she is of course half half slow, let's say that. She like kind of wanders off and tries to do things. And a couple panels before that, we got like Isidro putting his hand in one of the trees, and the tree's like eating his hand up and like licking it, and just Casca like trying to do the same thing. And then you have like Farnese holding her back. I just love to see those little moments. Further, Getfring, wait, I think it was no Shirka brings up the point that that disturbance in the world, that changes and energy that all of a sudden happened, and Getfring brings up the point that yes, we call it the silent of the world, caused by the White Hawk, and they're like what the hell is going on? Like, tell us a little bit more. And then he says like, I'll tell you later as we get deeper into our village. Another tease. We get into the village and we see all kinds of huts, like just like Shirka's house, like just a bunch of them spread out around the area. Absolutely beautifully drawn. We get introduced to their lifestyle, and that is like having all these sorcerers, all these young sorcerers, apprentices, just learning from the materials that they have. It's absolutely beautiful, absolutely cool concept. Then you have just Isidro, Isidro being a little bit of an asshole because people view these people, Guts' party, like outsiders and like barbarians and possibly dangerous people. So they kind of try to keep their distance. And then we also get a little bit more of character, of a little bit more of Morta's character introduced to us. We knew first of all that she was trying to be tough and strong, that she was really cocky from the beginning of the chapter, and now we also find out that she's very interested in the outside world, and she's asking like the Augustus party, like, so what is it to be like out there? Tell me more about it. And I'm liking this busty wish. Yeah. Easily one of my favorite ones in the whole village. Paulo, shut the fuck up. Anyway, then we finally just get introduced to Getfring's house, and which is like maybe one of the larger tree houses in the whole village, from what it seems like. And that's kind of where the chapter ends. I guess we'll just have to wait for another week another good month or two maybe until we get another chapter of Berserk. Now that the anime is finally gonna start in July 8th, it's another 2 weeks, I think. I'm looking forward to it. I just wanna. It's like a bandage. Like you just wanna peel it off and just get it over with and see it. Anyway, for you fellow Berserk fans who may be interested and who may be interested in the Berserk Musou game that's going to happen, recently a teaser came out, a teaser gameplay. They call it a gameplay trailer. I call it a teaser gameplay trailer because we barely see like the 6-7 seconds of gameplay footage from the game. It's coming out for PS Vita, it's coming out for PS3, it's coming out for PS4. I've been reading in some places that the PS3 is going to be Japan exclusive, so most likely it's going to be PS4 here in the West. I still don't see anything about Steam being talked about on the trailers, and I've seen multiple articles. I don't know how trustworthy they are, but I've seen multiple articles saying that they will come to the West in Steam. That's the one thing I'm very looking forward to, so I hope that is true. Regardless, I'll leave the teaser gameplay trailer down below. It's what you can expect from a Musou game, the hack and slash aspect. We get Guts introduced in there. He clearly has the Berserk armor on. Looking forward to that. I want to go Berserk mode, and the graphics looks beautiful. I have to admit it's beautiful, but it looks cinematic. It looks very cinematic to the point where I don't think that this is actually gameplay from it. If it's PS4, it's very possible, I'll be honest with you, but otherwise I think we should really wait before we can call something a gameplay trailer. I don't think this is it yet. I think this is just to be like, oh, okay, so people are complaining about the first trailer. They're happy that the game's coming, but they're complaining about the first trailer. Let's just give them something quickly and show them kind of what we're working on. So anyway, my name is LPOV. Thank you for watching this video. I'll try to keep you guys up to date with these Berserk chapters as they come out, talk about them. Me being a big Berserk fan myself, and hit the like button down below, subscribe to my channel. It would mean a lot to me, and I wish you guys a good weekend. Bye.